I am Michel Lag. I started Lag Guitars Company around 35 years ago. But before making guitars, I was a musician. I was playing in a progressive rock band. I was guitar player and more also singer. Because at that time I was wondering about my career and I met a wonderful woman at that time and I wanted to spend more time with her. So I decided to stop making music but not being away from the musical field. So I thought about what can I do, and my wife at that time said, okay, but you are just repairing guitars for you, for your friends, for you are setting up, so maybe you could do some repair shop. And the idea came and I started to make a repair shop. Then from the repair I went to making some prototypes and then some series of guitars and sell over the world right now. But the real beginning was the music for me, and it's still my first passion. The story of the name is something unique because my father's name is Chavarria. This is coming from Basco, Spanish side. So when I was repairing, it was not a big deal, but as soon as I wanted to make my own guitars, and there is a moment you have to put some logo on the headstock. So, and Chavarria was a nice name. It was my father's name, but it's a little bit long. So talking with my mother, because we were very close, she said to me, hey, you know what? There is a branch in my family who is coming from England, from medieval and before, and the name is Lag. And by chance, by accident, by this is life, the street where I started the workshop was called Lagan. So I said, yeah, that's it. We have the first letter of the street. This is a real family name from England. Let's go for Lag. And so there were 3 letters that I wrote on the headstock. And this is a wonderful story because this is also a link between my mother with the Lag name family and my father who was living Rue Lagan Street. So I thought it was something a little bit romantic, but fitting well with the guitars. At that time, when the first Lag guitars went off the workshop, I was completely alone. I was doing everything by myself, from the woodwork to the paint to assembly. I took also the guitars in my car to try and sell the guitar in the shop. So when you are starting a company, when you were a musician before, you are going through all the steps from the beginning to the end. And at that time, sometimes life is lucky and you meet nice people who makes you have another step. And one of the first guy I met in the music industry who helped me a lot was Marcel Dadi. Marcel Dadi was a French, really famous guitarist in finger picking. He did a lot with Chet Atkins, he did a method for guitar and so on. And he was playing in my city, so we became friends. And he had also some shops, music shops in Pigalle, in Paris, which was the heart of the music stores in Paris. And he ordered to me 7 guitars. But at that time, 7 guitars for me was a lot. And so I started to make the guitars. I sold the guitar in the shop of Marcel. And because this area of Paris is full of shops, all the shops around wanted to have Lag. And so it spread like, like a wave. And so I started to sell correctly in France. It was in 86 or 87. By accident, I met Phill Campbell, the guitar player from Motorhead, and we were supposed to sell in Germany a custom shop to a dealer, and Motorhead was playing. So we brought the custom shop guitar, and we went to the concert, to the sound check, just to show the guitar to Phill. The guitar was ordered already. So Phill, as usual, said, "Oh yes, cool." So he tried the guitar, went on stage, boom, big noise, came back. Wow, sounds great, cool. How much? I said, how much? No, sorry, I cannot sell the guitar. It's for a shop. No. No way, forget about it. I want that guitar. How much? Okay, we sold the guitar to Phill Campbell. And it was a good idea because he is still playing 24 years after, still playing that guitar. Talking a little bit more about the realization, the production of the Lag guitars. Of course, I started in Toulouse, which is a big city in the southwest of France. But there was a time we needed to improve and to increase the surface of the building. And by chance, we had an opportunity to move more in the south of France, close to the sea. It's a wonderful area with olive trees, vineyards, and so on. It's a holidays area. So of course, we still have, and the workshop, the high-end workshop is very interesting because we do custom shop, high-end models, the artists' guitars, and so on. But it was not enough because at that time, we needed to increase the range to have a more affordable line of guitars. And there was a time I met a wonderful man who is the big boss of a group in France distributing musical instruments called Algam. This wonderful man is Gerard Garnier. It was another chance for me meeting wonderful people because Gerard was in the musical industry business at a very high level. So he just helped me to reach another level in the production and also in organization, logistic, marketing. That's why, thinking about the range, we started to work with Chinese factories. We started to work, and this is important, with standard Chinese factories for a while, because this is the usual way to do. When you go there, you have no experience. But after a while, we decided to work with just 3 factories. One for the acoustic, where we have our own floor building, doing only Lag guitars. Nobody is able from the competitors to enter that building. We are doing our special process, tooling, quality controlling, managing. But this factory had a certain level of production capacity and we needed more. So we had 2 solutions. Or we were doing the same, having a joint venture with another company and doing our own floor, blah, blah, long time, or we were doing our own factory. And the decision of Gerard Garnier was that we could do our own factory. So it's a huge investment, but this is something unique. We have our own factory in China, completely new, very innovative about the tooling, and we met another wonderful guy. Lag is a teamwork. Called Kurt Henrik. He's American, and he's now, after the work I did in China at the beginning, he's now managing completely the factory. And the total amount of guitar is a lot. And of course, that's a long road until the first workshop, when I was doing one guitar, I would say one guitar every 2 weeks, or 2 guitars a month by myself with my hands and a lot of sweat and no money at all for starting. And now with this huge factories in China, there is a big difference. And then you can imagine that I am very happy that that life came like that, because it's a nice story in a life to be successful with the passion you have, and especially when the success comes with other people, when you share the passion and when you share the success. I was talking about teamwork. Teamwork is important. In guitar making, it's like in a band. You play in a band, the drummer, the keyboards, the guitar player, the bass player, each of them are absolutely efficient and needs to work together. Guitar industry is a little bit the same. Wow, that's a big question. My favorite guitar, I think I have no favorite guitar. I could tell you about the way we use guitars for different needs, for different way of playing music, and of course the music has been made with very famous American guitars, big names, big brands. One of each can be used for rock, for heavy metal, for crystal clear sound and so on. And I think I would answer that I love them all, the main ones, because they can be very unique and useful for some special need. A guitar player, it's very difficult to play on one guitar. Especially with the Tramontane, you were asking me my favorite guitar. The favorite acoustic guitar I played in my life is a T3000 DCE. I think there is one somewhere, which is satin with the studio light. This is my guitar. I love this guitar because I can change the sound. But about the electrics, it's a little bit different. It's a dream to think about having one guitar with all the sounds of the world in the same piece of wood, because you have different pickups, different scale, different kind of wood, different sounds. So I would say I would love to have in my office, I would say 10 guitars, maybe 9 Lag and another one. That's it.